I am Johnny Massacre and welcome to my world. Tonight, Ghost of Tsushima 2 has been announced and it's woke. Who is with me? Give me a hell yeah or a hell no for Ghost of Yōtei. So the sequel to Ghost of Tsushima has been announced at Sony's State of Play event, and they have removed the male main character and replaced it with a female. Sucker Punch Productions, who are responsible for creating the game, they announced it on X. They say Ghost of Yōtei 2025, and they say a new protagonist, a new story to unfold. Meet Atsu, diminutive boss woman who's going to kick the ass of big hulking samurai in feudal Japan. And to further confirm that Ghost of Tsushima has gone woke, the main protagonist is being voiced by Edeka Ishii. Now this is Edeka Ishii.
Additionally, as someone who identifies as gender fluid, it means the world to me to have the option to play as a trans or non-binary main character in a Dragon Age game.
So, Ghost of Tsushima clearly has been produced by a woke consultancy company in the vein of Sweet Baby Inc. because the main voice actress is someone who supports non-binary and trans, and she's non-binary. There's no other reason for this person to be involved with the game. So you have the non-binary voice actor for the protagonist, and you have the protagonist being essentially gender swapped and a boss woman. These are the telltale signs of wokeness. I'm sorry to bring you this sad news because I know people really, really like this game. Here is part of the trailer. Let's get towards where the boss woman is announced. And then we've got Boss Woman revealing herself. So we're supposed to believe that this woman is going to kick the ass of thousands of brutal male samurais. And also she's pretty unattractive, which again tallies with a typical woke production. Ghosts of Yōtei. Okay. So right at the end, you're going to see how ridiculous this game is. So we've got an absolute bad man, Japanese feudal warrior with a flaming sword, whose ass is going to be kicked by this woman. This slender woman going to kick his ass. And she's got a gun. She shoots the gun at the end. So I would not be surprised if Sweet Baby Inc. worked on this game. This whole franchise was built on a male-dominated military history of Japan, and it's been replaced and subverted by a strong, powerful boss woman. There's people in the comments on X saying, where is Jin, who is the main character? Didn't see the main character of the last one. Sorry, he's been replaced and sacrificed on the altar of diversity and inclusion. So when they add female characters to male games or male franchises, it often fails. For example, we had, in the case of movies, the Star Wars sequels, they replaced Luke Skywalker and Han Solo with Rey and whatnot, and it failed. We had Star Wars Ahsoka, added female boss woman, failed. We had Star Wars Acolyte, added female boss woman, failed. We had Ant-Man and Wasp, look who's coming to town, failed. We had the Marvels, failed. We have Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, or Dial of Diversity, whatever it's called, failed. We had Obi-Wan and the Adventures of Darth Diversity, Reva, remember that? Failed. We had Doctor Who, and they replaced the male with Jodie Whittaker, failed. We had the Ghostbuster movie remake with the female characters. This is one of the things that signified the start of this woke ideology in entertainment, failed. We had Ghostbusters, Frozen Empire, loads of women characters, failed. We had Terminator Dark Fate with a female character as a protagonist, failed. We had Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power, seasons 1 and 2, failed. It just keeps on failing. As for games, do you remember we had Battlefield 5? Wars are fought by men, but they put a disabled woman with a prosthetic arm as the main character, failed. We had Saints Row, loads of diversity, failed. We had Suicide Squad, Batman was killed by Harley Quinn, failed. We had Forspoken, like lead female character boss woman, failed. We had Starfield, massive emphasis on the kind of female characters, failed. We had Alan Wake 2. It still sold 1 million, but compare that to Resident Evil 7, which had 7 million sales, and it focused on the boss woman who's always telling the man what to do. Failed. We have Star Wars Outlaws. Failed. We have Assassin's Creed Shadows, similar looking game to this, which is definitely going to fail. And we also have Fable coming up, which is switching to a female protagonist, and I bet you $100 that is also going to fail. So now we've got another female character, boss woman, who's playing a feudal warrior in Japan. So this is insane, because this game, I found out online, is set in 1603. And back then, the warrior class was obviously predominantly male. Japan, like one of the most patriarchal, male-dominated societies in the history of the universe. And at this time, Japan was transitioning into the Edo era or Edo period, which emphasized rigid social hierarchy and Confucian gender roles. Women at this time were generally expected to focus on domestic duties, and female warriors were non-existent. By 1603, where this game is set, during the Tokugawa shogunate, samurai culture became more formalized, and women's roles in warfare diminished significantly. And yet the main character of this game is a woman. And so I know some people will say, it's just a fantasy game, man, it doesn't matter. But this game series has been praised for its kind of historical accuracy, and you have to be able to suspend your disbelief when you watch this stuff. In this, seeing a woman, a diminutive woman at that, in a historical era where there were no women fighters, kicking the shit out of massive fucking samurai, you cannot suspend your disbelief. It's going to look silly. It's going to look silly. I guarantee it. So, for those reasons, people are not going to be able to accept this game easily. Online, it has a lot of thumbs up. So it's very interesting how Assassin's Creed, people could very easily detect the woke origins of the game, and they kind of just piled onto it and have just trashed it online. This game doesn't really seem to be faring that badly online, which is kind of interesting. Perhaps it has less of the woke hallmarks than usual, and it kind of looks, the aesthetic looks kind of nice. So we're going to have to see, but my personal opinion is the more we see about this game, people are going to start disliking it. They're going to start realizing that this is the product of a woke consultancy company, because there is literally no reason to put a female character in the 1600s in feudal Japan kicking everyone's ass. No amount of PR and spin can change that, in my opinion. So Ghost of Tsushima, unfortunately, has gone woke. What do you think about that? Do you think I'm overreacting? Do you think it is believable to see a diminutive, slender, female Japanese feudal warrior going around kicking the ass of samurai? Do you think it's only a game and you can easily suspend your disbelief? Do you think that there's nothing woke about this at all, and it's not made by people who hate you if you're going to vote for Donald Trump? Or do you think it has the telltale signs of wokeness that have destroyed so many other franchises recently? I would love to hear your opinion about that. Thank you very much, everyone, today. I do appreciate you tuning in. And if you did enjoy the video, you can always donate on streamlabs.com/Johnny Massacre, patreon.com/Johnny Massacre, or paypal.me/give me a hell yeah. So thank you very much. See you lot tomorrow. Much love and take care.